Okay, here's what I've decided to do. This part of the front valance has got to come up and it's got to come out. So I'm going to cut it loose here and here. I'm not going to cut this loose. And I'm going to cut it loose in the headlight bowl area. And I haven't drilled these yet. And I'm going to cut these spot welds out across here. And I have a little bit of room here. And on this pinch weld, I've got a little bit of room. I only need 1/4 of an inch. It's got to come up 1/4 of an inch, and it's got to come out 1/4 of an inch. I've measured this with a level, and actually, in that this was hit right here, apparently it was pushed in and pushed a little bit down. So I'm going to try this and see what happens. When I see these areas like this, oftentimes I replace them because you know the metal's real thin right there. So I might, after I get this done, I might just replace this in here. But what a lot of work. I just can't get this fender to fit. So I'm going to cut it loose, ease it out. This has got a factory dent in it, looks like, where they build it. Oftentimes these cars have this. I've had a lot of TR6s, and this pucker right here on both sides, I think is an adjustment that they make in the jig, because sometimes they have this, sometimes they don't. So I'm going to chalk this up to the hit and a little bit to the poor factory workmanship. This is a hard part to get right if it's wrong. So I'm working on it. Another part to really get hard is the very front edge of this hood, because it's double skinned and you can't just bash it with a hammer. And I've had to drill these spot welds out, take the reinforcement out of the hood, fix this front, and then fix the reinforcement to match. I think on this car is real good rust-wise. It doesn't have much rust in it. Well, not now. So I think what I might do, if I can't get this perfect, another thing you can do is you can come right in here and black this edge right here if you have a little odd little spot. Because after all, it is just visual. You can black this edge right here and leave the periphery in body color, and then it kind of goes away. You know, when you put your grill in and you have all your other stuff on there, you can sometimes lose it. Valance is more level right here. It seems to be hanging down a little bit more right here. And I had considered welding a heavy tab onto this and just jacking this up, but I think it's going to be too much stress, and I see too much opportunity to be able to do it another way. So we're going to try this, and we're going to try this and see what happens.